What is up? It is Paristtmpped, Paristtmpped, and we are back with a better video because you already know I come back with the bangers. But today's video is going to be a little bit deep because I'm trying to make sure that I use my channel as my own personal diary, where I'm more vulnerable and honest, because I feel like vulnerability and honesty is sexy, personally. Now today's going to be about forgiving parents because recently I had a conversation with my dad, and I didn't have any grudges towards him, but I just feel like we didn't talk for a very long time because of like how I had an old perspective of everything, in my past. And just being able to forgive and have a conversation where you just understand that time has passed and all you can do is continue to grow and let go and continue to grow and just keep doing that in a cycle. It's like this relief, this weight lifted, where I just feel like it's important to do that. Yeah. Rhymes come easy when you're all alone, able to write on my own. Don't have the pressure of perfection. I can design without clones. I let the people focus on the sky drones. I'm still playing at my next home, surface level with these add-ons. Unsubscribe to the motherfucking tag-ons. Waiting for my bow down from a nigga trying to live long. Growing up, my dad was one of my only reliable parents. Someone that was very consistent on how he thought, consistent on how he treated me, and I feel like it kind of set the tone to how I was in my life. Like, I feel like having someone reliable, it places a high amount of trust. And then I feel like, having a disagreement or living in a world where he can't see me as I see me, and not even just the trans aspect, but I mean just in terms of just how I see other people in my family, how I see certain things, it made it hard for me to continue to grow our relationship. And I was realizing only I was holding that string. It was me. I was holding a grudge. I was very heavy on everyone, and everyone in the world seeing my point of view. I wanted everyone to understand me, everyone to believe me, everyone to see that I'm trying in the world, everyone to see that I've pulled myself out of a lot of things, and I wanted so hard to be seen that once I was finally being seen by people, those that didn't see me, I kind of just let go of. I was like, this is just what it is. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe I'm trying too hard, because in other spots, it doesn't matter. And I don't know, it was really setting the tone for even like how I would trust individuals, in my future. Well, now I'm in the past. But holding that grudge, it made it hard for me to trust people, and it made it hard for me to open up to people, and I didn't know who was real family or who was not. It was creating this very weird aspect of trust. I feel like I had to let go, grow, accept, and realize that we're all kids that grew up, but we're still the same person from the beginning. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, we're still the same people that we started as. And I had to understand that about him. Like, I'm still the me as a child. I've just grown up and matured. I've gotten older. Time has passed. And I've only grown with the time. And, and the way I see the world is not how everyone else sees the world. I've realized that some people have had the exact same experience as me and internalized it completely differently. So I'm realizing that that's my dad as well. I can't, with parents, they realize that they lived in a different time. They're us from a different time. So even I'm seeing stuff differently than him because I'm from a different time. There's things that he's probably correct about, or other people around the world that are correct about, that we will never see the same thing because we are from different realities. So talking to him, it helped me remember the version of him that I, grew up with. Now that I'm older and I've had time to grow and find out who I am, I'm finally able to see everyone in my world how they're meant to be seen, rather than that fear and that worry because I'm placing everybody in that same box. Forgiveness is it's powerful, and it can be a relief because you start realizing that it holds you back from all types of shit. It makes you see the world in a weird, like warped, I don't know, everybody just seems the same after a while. It's very weird, and that relief makes you go, everything can mean two things at once, Now, don't get me wrong. There was still things I was saying, and it was almost like, I'm not even saying it. But I'm realizing that's with everybody. We've all lived our own lives, and there's certain things that we haven't been exposed to, or we have been exposed to, that's created a certain viewpoint on certain experiences. I'm learning that I can't worry about every little thing because time is short, I'm literally everyone's getting older. So it's just, am I going to just accept it all and continue to grow, or am I going to let it bother me? Recently someone that I grew up with who's younger than me, he just passed away. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? There's so many young people who are dying. Like, time doesn't wait for nobody. And me kind of holding a grudge when a part of me is like, hey, time has passed. I'm going to choose to give into that relief rather than that the reasoning, which is that worry. I realized forgiveness provided relief. It provided it provided acceptance on what has been, and that what has also changed. He's changed as well. We've both grown, even though he's always been a grown-ass man. It's just like time still changes. We continue to grow over time. And me being able to see that changed me, because I realized that I've changed. For me to be able to talk and be more honest. I feel like before I wasn't as honest, because I didn't think I could be. There were certain things I thought I had to bite my tongue because, everyone has such a different opinion than me. But I'm realizing that I have to exist within that difference of opinion. It's not my job to confine into everybody's norms and everybody's viewpoints and believe it. But I also don't have to push it all away because everyone has a different point of view. And I realized that also another part of me held him responsible for my mom, I literally haven't spoken to her in years. Like, once I went to college, she just stopped answering my calls, so I just thought everybody felt that way because he still talked to her. So I was like, maybe he's not even being real. And I'm being honest with this on my channel because I know this is going to the world, because I want y'all to realize that this affects your adulthood. Forgiveness when parents, or seeing parents as just human beings, is so important. Understanding that everything can be true at once. You and them, nothing, and it's all about what do you want from this, Before, I just wanted not to stress. I was like, I can't do this shit. Now, I want relief. So I gave it to myself. I asked myself what would provide it to me. And acceptance did, I really wanted him to see her how I saw her. But as I get older, I wonder, how did I even see her? Maybe it was really just me. Sometimes, even now as an adult, I'm realizing there's certain spaces I can't go in because my energy is completely different. I have a very bright energy, and those who are opposite of me literally are repelled, and I can't control that. And I respect those that accept that and do what they need. And it's weird because my mother taught me that shit. It's like, unfortunately, that huge chunk of loss taught me acceptance in the future of rejection. My takeaway is basically just forgive. I forgive my mother as well. I had this fucking nightmare once. Lord, fucking Joe. I was telling my friend about it. Oh, fuck, hope they're not too loud. Goddamn, it's a whole fucking family. It's a clan of people. I'm walking faster. But I had this dream once where I was in my old house. And I was, like, driving. Because at one point, I had a camper. I was, like, revamping that shit. But then I couldn't carry that shit with my truck. So I couldn't get it anymore. So I sold it. But right before I sold the camper, I had a nightmare about it. That I was driving it, and I think I was like either in it with my friends or on the phone with my friend, and then I'm like talking, and then all of a sudden I could see in my rear view mirror that the camper was tipping over. So then I'm like, oh shit, and they're like, what? And then the shit tips over and on my truck, and then it gets in the road and it fucking like slides on the highway. So then I pull over. And then all of a sudden, like, I get home, and for some reason, my home is my mother's old house, like my old house growing up. So then I'm in the house, and she's yelling at me like, "You always doing shit wrong, blah 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 blah." She's fucking like literally yelling her ass off at me. And I look at her, and I've never done this in a dream. Like, usually when she's in my dreams, it's a fucking nightmare till I wake up. But this time, I feel like it's almost like, I don't know, now that maybe that I'm older, I was like, I looked at her, and I was like, yo. When I get up there, I'm never coming back. And she's like, what? I said, when I go up, I'm never coming back. And I don't know why I said that, but I feel like I said that in terms of just never allowing her to affect how I view things. I just got into a car accident and you're stressing me the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And that's honestly, I feel like it's metaphorical about my actual life. My life went crazy, and she literally was just pointing a finger at me and then zapped out of my life. And it really affected how I saw everybody, including my father. And it's just forgiveness. It makes me accept what happened, and it also makes me accept how I see it. I don't think I realized I didn't see it this way before. To me, it was just traumatic. Everything was a fucking wound, but now I see it as exactly as what it is, and I can give it a definition, and I can accept it for what it is. And I can love myself for having feelings. I can love myself for having enough emotion and capacity to forgive those that's done me fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot. I feel like, it's hard to say that out loud because it almost makes me feel guilty for even seeing them in a negative light. And I don't. I'm realizing they're human. And like I said, sometimes energies don't align. I'm grateful for the chosen family, those I've met along this journey through those hardships that have accepted me for me and invalidated my experience, made me realize that I'm human and that my experience is my testimony. And I'm grateful for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, since I've created this channel, I've just accepted my experience for what it is. And I've realized that I'm creative. I have so much to me, you know what I'm saying? I have a new EP out. It is called Interlude City. When I was typing in the name, I typed Interlude. It was incorrect because I didn't know that interlude was interlude with a D. Don't judge me. You know what I'm saying? There's 6 songs on it. I feel like my EP really does showcase my growth period. I feel like all my music it shows. At one point I was really fighting with my mind because I didn't have that stability and that support within myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I didn't have it elsewhere. But now, I've come to love myself and love my life. And love my music, love my sound. I have a lot of new sounds coming out. A lot of the stuff I've been dropping are older ideas, older experiments. But Rhymes Come Easy is playing right now. The music that's been playing in the background is the instrumental to the song Rhymes Come Easy. I write all the songs, y'all. So definitely tap into me. Tap into my just everything. I can't wait to have a home base for y'all, a website coming up. My Patreon is coming up. I've been doing a lot of building, a lot of recording, a lot of collabing. So if y'all want to be a part of that journey and a part of this life, I think you should subscribe. I think you should subscribe to this transmartness. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe to vulnerability and honesty, because that's sexy. And I catch y'all on the flip. Paris out. Yeah. Rhymes come easy when you're all alone, able to write on my own. Don't have the pressure of perfection. I can design without clones. I let the people focus on the sky drones. I'm still playing at my next home, surface level with these add-ons. Unsubscribe to the motherfucking tag-ons. Waiting for my bow down from a nigga trying to live long. Greasing up my elbows cause the positive done left me stranded. Now I can't breathe. Punch me up like